Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. Remind ourselves what we were doing in the last stream. You've arrived in Tolstad by waking up in a morgue. You've picked up a goblin sidekick, and now you need to focus on the actual job. The tea shop that blew up. First off, you'll need to get inside. The entrance is in the middle of the big open area outside. If you find yourself stuck, there probably should be some other way to get inside. Beyond that, you've also got the owner to track down. From what you've heard about this guy, he could have already left the city. But maybe if you're lucky, you can catch him before he hops on to the next ship down on Water Lane. Nothing so far has given you any decisive evidence. Everything about this stinks. Let's go. All I remember is talking to a drow for like an hour. That's the only thing I remember about the last stream. Yes, mushroom lady. Let's see if we can find our way to Water Lane, I suppose. Or center of town. I'm pretty sure we talked to everyone we could here. I remember we could go deeper into the... Yes, we could go deeper underground here. Maybe we don't do that. Yeah, maybe going deeper down is not the right idea. Yeah. Oh no, that's the lower layer. What's here? Central Telstar, let's go here. A small part of me still wants to steal the Ring of Recovery from the Dragon Queen, but... yeah, no. This is the pillar crossing. We still appear to be underground. An almost intact and endlessly rising pillar. The centerpiece of Norvik. Don't steal from dragons. She's not actually a dragon. She's a goblin. Don't worry, it's fine. Oh no, there's someone to talk to up there. The depths of Tolstad. What is this? Right, I've learned something new. Apparently I can press this button here to behold check. Yep. So, human. Earthfolk. A level 5 noble. She is dressed in a fine silken robe, like a noble woman. Her hair is short and coarse, a rebellious kind. But Earthfolk nobility, nonetheless. Ooh, a rebellious noble? Sign me up. What's in your pockets? 20 bucks? No. Worth the risk, is it? The girl looks across the chasm. He's pretending to not look at you. A noble woman? That's a pretty expensive dress. What's she doing down here? Citizen, identify yourself. Let's clear my throat loudly. She slowly turns her head towards you. What? What is your favorite color? What? No, go away. How rude. Cool. You're very rude. Sure. Now go away. Okay, we're not getting very far here. What do you know about the tea shop, mysterious woman? She rolls her eyes. It exploded. Why do you say that? Haven't you seen it? I get the feeling you don't want to talk about it. Don't have to say anything. We're not getting anywhere, are we? What are you voting in the election? Don't care for it. Good choice. I don't care for it either. You see, I'm apolitical. And that means I don't vote in elections like this because I'm above any sort of political affiliations. Oh, okay. I don't care. She's a hard nut to crack, this one. I want to ask you some personal questions, but I have a feeling you won't respond in any meaningful way. But Can you go now? Yep, thanks. Okay, well that was a fruitful conversation. I learned so much. Jesus Christ. What is this? The sign says dormitory, out of commission. Oh, we're not getting in there then. Tunnel to Water Lane View. The sound of the docks echo from beyond. Hey, looks like we're going to Water Lane. Ooh. Reed and Mead? What a fantastic place name. Holy crap. It says S. Yeelan and Sons. Democratic propaganda. A note on the door says opens at sundown. Okay, we'll have to keep our eye on the clock on that one. It's only 1 o'clock, so what a way to go. Am I going to rifle through the bin? A bin is making a sound. A strange sound. How strange. Are they speaking Welsh? Rifaras oof. Maltelig oof. The voice is from a primal spirit. Open it. Okay. As you lift it aside, you immediately see something moving in the pile of shredded documents and old scraps of food. A pair of legs. Cymorth? What the hell is that? Suddenly, jumping out of the pile with a poof of mouldy dust. It's a pine cone. A pine cone with limbs. Our immune Harin! One of your little friends. It hands you some leaves while doing a strange, seemingly This is one of those words where I know how to say it, but my tongue will not say it properly. Improvisational dance upon the trash. Hold on, I'm just gonna try to cast Druidcraft. Before you're able to do anything about it, the little creature poofs away. Disgusting little creature. As it fades, you see only trash. I've heard about those things. Never seen them, though. Oh, what do you know about them? Oh, just what I read in the paper and what Nissan goes on about. They're called the Vatar or something. The Lamplighters Guild had a public spat with them a couple of months ago. He points to the lamp behind you. Apparently, they mess with the everlasting lights. Oh, not so everlasting then. Ha! Guess it's a PR name. I get why they were mad, but I think they got solved. I think they solved everything once the PCG got involved. And like, I'm sure you're aware, they're all over the garden too. Anyhow, they clearly seem to like you. Let's keep it like that. To Schnell, he gives you a nonchalant half shrug. It's Water Lane. They say something going on here. Alright, okay. Well, apparently there's Celtic speaking pine cones. Fantastic. It's one of those words, like certain words I just cannot say. And if this was recorded, I'd say it like 5 times, cut out all the ones where I said it like an absolute moron, and then we just move on like it never happened. Alas. Yep. What did that say? The Ascani Reeds Trading Company. With that signature, Free Cider logo. Oh, this is where that orc lady's going to be, right? We are closed for today. AR staff. Can I go in anyway? Damn. Is that a griffin? Holy shit, that's a griffin. What the... Beware those fangs. And the rest, too. Can I speak to the griffin? You approach a ball of feathers and wings, and really, really sharp claws. A magnificent creature. Too bad he's clearly overfed. This is a griffin. It is a somewhat intelligent magical beast. Griffin, a famous magical beast of Old Dimenor. Terribly useful mounts, used by those with the funds to support their breeding and taming, most famously by the Sturm Riders. The Sturm Riders, a group of highly skilled griffin riders. These days, they are employed by several free cities of reeds. Simply cast Speak with Animals. That should lessen the pain of negotiation. You see a pool of drool forming underneath the open beak of the beast. Wait. Look behind it. There's an entrance to a warehouse on the other roof. If you want to get inside, you're going to have to get past this bad boy. The mythical beast snores gently before you. I don't even want to ask what the plan is here. Schnell. Can I feed the goblin to the griffin? I can try and wake it? I do have Speak with Beasts, right? But how do I do druid crafts? Oh, I think I actually have to select it as a thing at a shrine, and I haven't done that yet. Let's see if we can pass the wisdom check. I mean, it's 18. Oh god, 18, and we've got a +1. What a majestic creature, Snell. Don't you want to pet it too? No. No, thank you. And seriously, be careful. I'm not cleaning up your guts if that thing skewers you. Oh, God. How does one do this? It's not the best way to start any sort of check involving a giant beast. You try to see from the beast's perspective. How would you like to be awoken if you had to be awoken from your lovely slumber? If you had to be awoken from your lovely slumber by a helmed, handsome stranger. If you had to be awoken from your lovely slumber by a helmed, handsome stranger on a day such as this. I lost my train of thought. What was I doing? The question is, by which method would you like to be awoken? I don't know. A hug? Okay, try that then. Oh. Wisdom, you're leading me astray. Come here, birdie. Give the sleeping griffin a hug. A light tap. God damn it! You hear your companion yell and rushing down the street. Oh! Pain. The bones in your body cracking. Hard ground merging with your flesh. But you live. Ugh. Almost got it. That did not go so well. Perhaps another method shall work better. Gods be damned! What were you thinking? You hear Snell yell at you as he comes running down the street. The goblin eventually makes it down to you, gasping for air. It's good you're alive, but seriously, isn't there a saying about not waking a sleeping griffin? Don't do that again. Ouch. So, where am I? Oh, okay, I'm just down here, it's fine, don't worry about... there was pine cones in that well. You saw that, right? I didn't just imagine that. No bastards. I'm gonna go get them. Corner. The first of the river guilds. One of those words was suspiciously close to shit, but other than that, I got nothing. Money? Some coins. Wishes. Never granted. My coins. One of the many free strider compounds in the city. Can we go in? Can we go in? Closed. Barred shut. Seems to be a trend here. I'm guessing it's going to be like Disco Elysium, where certain places only open up at certain like times. That's what they're talking about. If I want to get down there, I have to get past the griffin. Passing an 18 check? Don't think I have anything that can increase my wisdom, other than the tooth that I think I already have equipped, which I do. I have 62 coins. Oh, I remember in Disco Elysium, it took me forever to get like £2. Stairs down to the bustling docks. It might be worth checking out the docks. I couldn't get in here, right? It was locked. Tomorrow. Go down to the docks, I guess, and hope I missed it. Oh, wait, there's another. This door looks promising. Hang on. Citizen, open up. You stand before a damp door on a cramped corner house. The wood is dark, swollen with perpetual moist of Water Lane. You know someone here? No, knock on the door. You rap your knuckles against the wood. A solid, rhythmic knock. Why is knock a thing? Knock. A second level transmutation. Unlocks things. The definition of locked has been stretched over the centuries, but the spell works on most closed containers or entryways. No, I'm just going to wait. A moment passes. Then, the sound of a heavy latch sliding. The door creaks open. A pair of bulbous eyes stare out at you. It's an Anuran? Anuran. A fancy name for frog folk and toad folk. You've heard they don't like those terms for some reason. Dressed in a tiny velvet smoking jacket. Quite distinguished, despite the lack of pants. Oh, shit! It's a French frog! Why does this always happen to me? Why do I always have to have to try to speak French? Qu'est-ce que c'est? What is it? He blinks, slowly. A translucent membrane flicks across his eyes. I am busy. Tres occupé. Or Trey occupé, I suppose. Fucking Christ. I have some questions. Oh. Wait. He squints at your uniform. Are you how do you say, le clergy? Why? The frog just had to be French, didn't it? I swear to God. That doesn't sound like Earth's tongue. Oui. I am the cleric. Yes. Ah, bon. You feel a growing pull towards being a cleric. He nods, respectfully. At least you are not from the Tithe house. And Anuran peeks his head out behind the door. Oh, hell. Tu veux quoi? I can ask the frog for money. What do you want? What is your name is probably the nice way to start a conversation. Good man. Oh god. Ah, Gulliman de Cret. That's a great name. Merci. Why do you ask if I'm a cleric? Because you smell of incense and self-righteousness. C'est evident. Imbecile. Rude. But accurate. Oh, fuck off, intelligence. What do you do here? I live here. Je vis ici. Ici? Is that a crime now? In this maudit city? He seems defensive. Nice house. No, it is as you say, shit. Temporary, until I take the next ship home. He gestures vaguely to the port. The last E of words are always silent. Fantastic. Prepare for me to say them wrong, intentionally. Should I ask for a contribution to my cause? French, gotta be real. Ah! Gah! You clear your throat. Look, buddy, hand over some goods. Direct. Perhaps too direct. The Anurad's eyes narrow. Pardon? You beg? At my door? Espec de coron. Is that a no? Is that all you wanted? To bother and beg? No, I'm gonna go now. Good. Au revoir. The door clicks shut. So you really just went and knocked on some stranger's door? Look, I'm not going to knock on your methods too much, but if you keep this up, we'll be done in 6 months after the election. And you didn't even ask about the tea shop, not once. I didn't? You didn't. I'm fairly certain I slipped one in there. I'm fairly certain you did not slip anything, metaphorically or otherwise, into anyone. I had a feeling this door was important. The goblin closes his eyes in a short, silent contemplation. Then he says, maybe stick to the les points d'interest, okay? Oh, that's funny, I like that. Ugh, all the French viewers will leave? I mean, maybe. I used to try and then I was insulted repeatedly, so I just gave up. And now I just say French incorrectly on purpose. Where do we reckon the docks are? These pipes connect with the vast sewer system of Tolstad. I assume it's like down here. Given there's water. Conquest by river, by land, by heart. A path along the water. I mean, I guess we can either go down this staircase here or we can do the path down by the water. I mean, I guess I'll do this staircase here. Oh, is that not? Do I not actually go down this staircase? Oh. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought I could. I am going to need to heal soon as well. I'm just seeing the pinecone bastards everywhere now. Oh god. What's that? Why is there a giant lobster? A regular, non-giant crab. What the f... No. That's not giant. You spot a crab on the rock. Official name, the Taurian crawler. It does a little shimmy. But it's got the lobstery bit. Yes, cleric. That's a crab. Pet the crab. You reach forth and the crab immediately snips onto your index finger. Huh? Panic. The crab pincers grip your finger hard. Hard? Your index finger will come off soon. Help. I died. I'm fine. I may have just been killed by a lobster. Not enough legs for a lobster? Oh, okay. Does have 8+ claw. Jesus Christ. Please let go, Mr. Crab. It says ... and does not let go. Being polite always helps. Speak with animal will get you out of this much easier. I don't have speak with animal, damn it! Chanel, call for help. I'm being assaulted. What? Oh, sorry, I was looking at the river. It's very pretty this time of year. It's not, he's just trying to ignore you. It's not. This is an emergency. I'm dying. Point at the crab with your other hand. Crab, yeah, I see it. Guess I can help. Maybe. He looks tired. -10 with Snell's help, thank God. You use your free hand to pry the pincers off your finger. When your index is released, you immediately feel the blood begin to flow once more. Freedom! He was a good little fighter. A good crab. Are you allowed to loiter here? It does not respond. What do you know about the tea shop? It snips with its pincers. Once. What's that, Crabby? Johnny Longneck blew up the tea shop. Johnny Longneck, infamous pirate captain of the Arcane era, had an airship capable of ransoming the safety of entire cities, called the Green Rock. It, along with its captain, was lost in the wastes of Old Dimenor around 200 AE. Hello, show. Damn, guess we'll have to find him. Johnny Longneck? The pirate? The one and only. Also, I'm joking. Please do not take that seriously. We're not going into Red Slain Wastes to seek out Johnny Longneck's crash site. Spoil sport. What are you voting in the election? It makes no noise in reply to your question. Citizen? Right, so if we want to talk to a crab... There's one right there. You hear the endless turning of cogs inside. I would like to point out that I still haven't found the tea shop. Ooh. Stuff. Oh gods. There's several stale baked goods here. Fine now. The roller mill workers kept more than ledgers in their archive. That's nice. I can go up the ladder? What's this? Doors barred, not getting in there, okay. Ladders, the straightest form of ascension? Why is there an engage check on using a ladder? Oh no. You glance at the ladder. That's one hell of a climb. What kind of man? No, what kind of human cannot climb a simple ladder for 20 short feet? It would be embarrassing for anyone of any age to fail this. An esoteric tingle leads you astray? What do you mean? Disadvantage. Oh. Taking a confident step onto the ladder, you begin your climb. I think Ard has cursed me. He had terrible rolls in his Aether and Iron stream the other week, and I think he's passed it on to me. You close your eyes as you do so, in order to fully immerse yourself in the experience of changing your elevation. Scary! Wait. Your left foot, it's not on the ladder anymore. That's not good. Your right foot. Well, that one's got to be on the ladder, right? I'm afraid to say that no. Both your feet have slipped off the ladder. The distant cry of a concerned goblin is far, far away from you now. Your entire being is fading into nothing on the floor of this random roller mill on Tolstad. Hold on, I'm dead? This is just... No. This does not make sense. You are a servant of Earth. You've dedicated your entire adult life to serve him. This is not how you are rewarded. No. No. You are... No, I refuse this end. Reach out. Not yet. Not like this. Grab onto anything you can. You still have work to do. The world distorts around you. You were falling. Then, you were not. What did I do? This is an esoteric event. Your mind can barely register it. Your body is on the verge of breaking. Every moment a painful reminder of the 1,000 others who failed just like you just did. You will not come out of this unscathed. Oh, I can get advantage from my esoteric pocket watch, and I can try to use my wisdom. If I fail this, I'm really screwed. Nice. You follow them as they dance. One seems to go good, but it is far away. How would I fail that? Oh, just a critical failure. Isn't one always a critical failure, even if it's the easiest check ever? Yet, it is moving closer. By what force? Is it him? I'm just going to take the string. Oh. Is anting perum iti in a good man's house. You are at the top of the ladder. God, you're slow. Can we get moving now? Sweet. That was an adventure. A bunch of site safety rules. Then it says, if broken, contact your local union representative. We can go upstairs. What's this? Head out. Upstairs. The roof. Let's go to the roof. Can I walk over here? The perspective is weird. That person is massive. A letter wedged in between some roof tiles. A resistance note. +1 strength, -2 wisdom. Can I read said note, or is it just an item? A handwritten note entitled Important Notice. Young and Dumb, updated. To Resistance members of Tolstad. Oh, that sounds like a good organisation. What are they resisting? You ever hear about a resistance, Snell? Yeah, the Norvik Resistance, or whatever minor organisation. Basically a bunch of human kids causing trouble. I only know of them because they whipped away some gob-on graffiti a couple of months ago. I went and talked with one of their moms. Nice old lady in East Housing. After that, we didn't have any more trouble. Housing, a nickname for the housing district, where the Paws live. The Paws? Who says it like that? Are they nationalists? Nationalists, I think. Bunch of boys. Oh, yeah, checks out. Human boys tend to lean nationalistic for certain reasons. Yeah, obviously. Roll your eyes despite the fact that he cannot see it. Boys can be non-fascists. It's possible. Oh, anything's possible. Read the note. Tonight, Tings is cancelled. Meet up tonight on Water Lane instead. It's time to stop the chant. It's signed. Ah. Chant. A locally produced newspaper by Asgal authors. Water Lane? You know what Water Lane is. Don't be stupid. Right down below. You know, the underground port. Largest port in the city. Closest path is probably through Pillar Crossing. When's this meeting? This evening, it seems. Tonight should mean something like between 1900 and midnight or something. Interesting. Very. You should support these youngsters. Okay, so there's a secret meeting going on in Water Lane at this evening. Good lord. Oh wait, I could interact with the... Oh god, why would I want to interact with this? Well, at least I thought I could, but now I'm here. I don't seem to be able to, so... Maybe not. Maybe they have to stop moving. Oh, interesting. Did not know that. I guess that makes sense. That's why the Ting was cancelled. A corner of Norvik, still standing in the gate here. Oh, bloody hell. Sometimes it's easier to walk around with... oh, I think I found the tea shop, guys. judging by the scorch marks and the kettle, I think I've found it. An empty barrel. Why is empty in money? Hello, Nostalius. Thank you very much for the lurk. The goblin on the roof. Oh! Ariakas, thank you very much for the resubscription. Empty water barrels. With money. The tea shop. Midst scorch marks and cracked masonry, you approach a doorway. There are several planks blocking the passage. The tea shop? What a mess. Take a peek inside. A powerful force left these marks. Fastened with several nails, you also see a paper. The goblin clears his throat and begins reading. The bold letters at the top of the paper. City notice. No trespassing. Coin Lords meet. Coin Lord, the magistrate. Oh, I have to go meet the magistrate, don't I? Of course. That doesn't include me, does it? I'm no expert in city law, but... Your companion suddenly kicks the planks, sending a subtle ripple of blue energy around his foot. You think I wouldn't sneak in by myself if I could? It's sealed. You ain't getting in without the magistrate's approval. Yep, that's almost a year. It's totally not 5 years. It's almost a year. But you know, it's exactly it. Yep. I'm going to touch the planks. As you do, subtle ripples of blue energy appear around your gloved hand. It is sealed. As you move away your hand, the faint aura shimmers in dark translucent blue and then fades away. Yep. This feels like trouble. Just standing near the door makes it clear that there's a locking spell cast on it. Standard procedure for all crime scenes. Rude to lock people out. Crime scenes should be public viewing. Well, we're definitely not passing that bloody check. I'd need to get a 25. What kind of magic is this? It's Arcane Lock. Casting it on a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. Arcane Lock, a 2nd level abjuration spell. It locks entryways until dispelled. Costs a bit to cast, but once it's in place, it's quite a nuisance. It is used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unseal it. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Of course, knock would do the trick. Dispel magic could also work. However, you do remember it being quite difficult to get a hold of, even within the tower. Do not expect to find it here. Can I guess the passphrase? For a 9 PM pizza, hell yeah. What kind of pizza is it? Guess? Guess? Without knowing who placed this seal personally and their preferences, even assuming the person who placed it is an idiot who would use something of their own preference, there are millions of sentences. There is no chance in hells you can simply guess. Now go figure something else out. As long as this blue asshole's in the way, no, you'll need another way in. But I can still break it down, right? You can certainly try. You think I could break it open, Snell? I'd love to see you try. Go for it. I believe in you, cleric. The goblin's heart is on your side. He is half mocking you. Okay, can I look beyond the planks? You catch glances of still shadows beyond. A counter. Fallen wooden beams. This place is a mess. There's no other way in? Not that I know of, but it wouldn't surprise me. Tolstad is full of tunnels, holes, pipes, so who knows? Oh, I still need to send you down the pipe in the Goblin Garden. I forgot about that. God damn it, Brian. What do you talk about in the pub? Cheese and ham? Hell yeah. Brilliant pizza. Let's look around at the scorch marks. Marks go far. The flames must have been enormous. Very clear signs of esoteric power. Arguably, these marks could possibly have been caused by a regular fire of a wooden house. This stone masonry does not have enough fuel to carry such a flame unless the building was stacked to the brim with tinder. I guess I'll check out the trespassing notice. A handwritten note in bold lettering says city notice, no trespassing. It then continues with a finer writing. By the order of Coin Lord Darrow, the following premises are under city seizure until suspicion of criminal offence, unlawful trespassing, will be liable under 13 holster contempt. Isn't Jigglypuff a circle? Went to Popeyes. I've never had a Popeyes, you know. You'd think I would, but never. But yeah, it's always cheaper to actually go to the place yourself than use apps. Apps have the surcharge on them, don't they? 13 Holster, a collection of laws surrounding the lawful arrest of citizens. You'll get into trouble if you enter the tea shop without talking to the coin lord first. You need the magistrate's password. Turn to Snell. The tea shop that blew up, eh? It sure did. It was one hell of a blast, but the structure's still standing. The masonry is modern, clearly the work of dwarven engineering. Looks like shit, but boy can it take a hit. Disliking dwarven architecture is very hip these days. Ah, it must be brutalist. I should leave. I haven't had a KFC in a very long time. But I used to quite like KFC, but no, I say it's been a while. Is this the top of the pillar? An almost intact and endlessly rising pillar, the centerpiece of Norvik. It does not seem to be endlessly rising. This appears to be the top. Why is there a random bucket? The most useful tool through human history. +2 strength, -1 wisdom. Let your faith guide you. A classical tool showcasing human ingenuity. It carries water well. Any liquid, really. It is indeed just as adaptable as humanity itself. Incredible. I think I'd rather have the wisdom, but goddamn. Wear a bucket on my head. The juice. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. When I had that bucket on, the little pinecone bastards. Okay, it's not just they're just there when I come out my menu. God, I'm being haunted by these little buggers. They're everywhere. Just checked if there's a Popeyes in Germany. There isn't? Wow. I'm actually surprised. The pillar kiosk. Arn. Kiosk kid. Oh, hell yeah. Human. Earthfolk. Level 1 child worker. Kid's working his ass off, getting that bread. He must be doing that optional weekend school. He'll go far in life with that attitude. But that fire under his ass must have been lit by something fierce. He's a jumpy fellow. A survivor. Type of kid that's used to making it on his own.
Huh?
Hello there, sir. The kid behind the counter taps a pile of newspapers. You a postie? Postie. A reader of the Norvikian Post. Norvikian Post, the biggest newspaper in the city, founded over 50 years ago. Nationalist aligned. Anyone or anything that matters in Norvik will be written about in the Post. The fuck did you just call me? Oh, I really want to do that one, but I better not. Oh my god. Do you have time to answer some questions? Questions? About what? Mostly about the tea shop. Okay. He looks down the road. Not too much traffic lately. So sure. If my boss shows up, you gotta buy something, no? Oh my god. 9 crowns? For a goddamn newspaper? You could drive 2.5 hours to Poland to get a Popeyes. I mean, it might be worth it. Oh god. Oh no. Can you just tell me the news? The boy stares at you. He's thinking of how to explain this to you. Oh, here's the thing. We sell newspapers here? If I just tell you the news, we won't get any money. We? Are you the partial owner in this business? No. But he's clearly a hard worker. Fucking over the business would fuck him over as well. This kid is making an enormous profit for his boss each day, probably. Only your boss loses on this exchange? I suppose. Let's fuck him together. You and me. Hold out your hand. Arn stares at your outstretched hand. He glances back and forth for a moment before a smile spreads on his face. Yeah, fuck him. Arn grabs your hand and shakes it. You manipulated this kid like he was a pile of wet clay. Good kid. Now, about the news. Right, the kid grabs a copy of the Post and starts reading. Sad. Would have been more fun if he grabbed news in Norvik. That one's mostly rumours and sensationalist bullshit. It's great. News in Norvik? The second biggest newspaper in the city. Free Strider aligned, infamous for their gossip and low-brow journalism. Election week. 5 parties above exclusion limit. Polling shows the Nationalists ahead at 40%. The Free Striders and Asgalists being behind at 20 each. The Arcanists and Agrarians are holding out just above the limit at around 5% each. These polls are mainly done in rich areas. You know, the human areas. Can't always trust the polls. The Party of Norvik still won't comment on the missing paladin. Party of Norvik, the inheritors of Earth's will. A theocratic organisation founded to uphold the old ways, headed by magistrates and 20-something noble families. This Gorm Scaddleman fellow's been gone for months at this point. But here's the drama. Scaddleman, the first noble house in to be erased by Earth after the founding of Norvik, famously formed during a party where Johilda the Bard with the silver voice performed for Earth, and he enjoyed it so much that he immediately named her nobility and gave her a piece of the city to watch over. Her descendants became loyal servants to this day. He was last spotted heading down to the city below. Maybe he's stuck fighting undead or something. Or maybe he's dead. You know, after having fought some undead or whatever. Perfect place for a paladin. He stares at the bottom of the page. Apparently the Party of Norvik's going to hold the election without him on the official list of members. The Lord Patriarch Akasam cannot be reached for comment, it says. Akasam, the Lord Patriarch of Norvik, the supposed face of the Nationalist Party. But due to his withdrawn behaviour, most campaigning is done by the magistrates. So Food Lord Trollmord will now head the list, and Coin Lord Darrow will be number 2. Wonder how that'll go. Too bad for Lord Gorm, unless he's found before the election day, of course. Oh man, does that mean I gotta go down into the depths to try and find this guy? Oh boy. If you're heading down into the city below, you should look for him. Yeah, I should. I'll find this legendary paladin. Nice! Anyway, he mutters and turns the page. Asgalist rallies held all over the city. There's an op-ed about how the chant is being printed illegally and needs to be stopped. If anyone knows the location of the printers used in producing the chant, please inform your nearest Free Strider office immediately. You don't sell the chant here, do you? No, sir. No illegal papers here. Turns the page. The Agrarian Party has lost almost the entire working class vote. Over half the city guilds are giving official support to the Green cause. The workers vote in their own interest? How surprising. Yeah, the Agrarian Party seems to be out of the race, more or less. Along with the Arcane Circle and the Conservational Lobby. The Arcane Circle? A tiny political party seeking to return to Arcanist rule and Magicracy. They are treated as a joke, mostly, but there are a handful of wizards and noblemen who still support it, still. Now it's a three-way tie from what I can see. The latest polls show 36% to the Party of Norvik, 20% to the Revolutionary Free Striders Party, 24% to the Asgal Workers' Party. Very interesting, although I'm not involved in any of this, of course. Oh, you aren't? No, because I am apolitical. He looks up from his news piracy and gives you a dumbfounded look. You what? You heard me. Oh. Okay. Kids start flipping the rest of the pages. Right, that's it, I guess, but, interesting. What? No, I just realised there's no mention of the tea shop yet. Guess they're keeping it out of the news cycle. Speaking of the tea shop, what do you know about it? Except that it exploded? I was here, you know, saw it with my own two eyes. Look over the shoulder towards the tea shop across the street. I heard it too, definitely heard it. Walk me through it. Okay, I set up the kiosk at dawn. By noon, the morning rush had calmed down. I remember the bike rack was full. Water lane workers mostly commute on the new bridge in Flotilla, but the halfway bridge does a fair share of bikers every day and night. But by noon, it was pretty dead, which is great. Less work for me. Go on. I hid in the back. Thought it was a, you know, attack. He's implying political motivation. How loud was it? Super loud. And shaky too, I almost fell over. What about the fire? I felt the heat, even all the way over here. It was like the kid gestures a large sphere for you. Really weird fire. Then, he mutters, shrinking the size of his imagined sphere. Weird. Gone in an instant. Weird fire? Yeah, it was like... Look, it's going to sound really weird. Just say it. It was blue. Blue fire indicates extreme temperatures. Only for a split second. When I looked again, the whole building was on fire. But it was normal looking fire. So I might have just imagined it. Did the fire speak to you? What a fucking weird thing to say. I was going to say interesting. Yeah, I guess. Kind of weird. Did you see anyone suspicious? Not really. Just the normal types. A goblin was arguing with a human by the temple. Just some mild shouting about some business thing. Otherwise, pretty dead around noon here, usually. Anything else you noticed? How about that bird? The goblin chimes in. Chime. Reflections of your esoteric inside. Yeah, sure. I did see Mr. Drumner. He's the shop owner of the tea shop. Former tea shop. Usually the tea shop opens in the afternoon on workdays. So it's not weird to see him walking about all day. Chatty fellow. Buys a lot of newspapers. Where was he going? I don't know. Saw him leaving the tea shop right before noon. Right before noon? Yeah. Right before the massive explosion occurred? The kid clicks his tongue. When you put it like that. Look, I don't know where Mr. Drumner is, or where he went. Just saw him rushing down the stairs. Guessing he headed for Water Lane like everyone does. Did anyone else enter or leave the shop? No, just Mr. Drumner, he says, confidence in his voice. It was boring. It was a boring day. I pretty much just people watched all morning. Mr. Drumner was the only one I saw leaving the tea shop all day. Well, until the explosion. Did you see him enter? He stops and thinks. Actually, no. I never saw him enter that morning. So I guess he must have slept there or entered before dawn. Or there's another entrance to the building. And no one else entered all morning? Not a soul. Usually not too many people there in the morning. Or forenoon, really. Forenoon. That's a good word. I like that. People should say it more often. Feel very Norvikian. Yeah. I saw it in the Asgal newspaper once. They like using dwarfish words like that. Though my brother doesn't want me reading those copper papers. Copper paper. A newspaper printed on magical copper sheets. The quality of the final newspaper suffers when using this method of production, but its popularity has skyrocketed with indie papers around the coast using it. Still pretty expensive to use, but nowhere near as costly as a proper arcane-era pressing machine. Don't read that slop. Read city-approved articles only. If it teaches you fancy words like that, then it's probably good to avoid it. Don't want to sound like a snob. Keep reading Asgal content, kid. Don't listen to your brother, he's probably a fascist. I see. The kid nods along. Anyway, about the tea shop owner. Did Drumner act strange when he left? Well, just in a hurry, maybe. Saw him shuffle towards the stairs to City Square, probably heading down to Water Lane. Why Water Lane? It's the only place to go. Either that or the Goblin Garden or the city below. I don't think Mr. Drumner is a city below type of bird. Are you sure you saw him? Absolutely, no doubt, he trails off, muttering to himself. He went downstairs. The pillar crossing. That's all I saw. He's trying his best to remember. I've been going over it in my head. Pretty, shocking stuff. He's just a kid. Shouldn't have to deal with such terrible things. What can you tell me about the owner of the tea shop? Mr. Drumner's a customer. Seems nice enough for a bird folk. A passively racist comment. I've heard he hangs out at the Sphinx a lot. And that he's got connections with all sorts of folk. All sorts of folk? Politically. Asgals use the tea shop a lot. I've got some buddies involved in that scene. Oh, that's all I want to know about the tea shop. Oh god. Wait, isn't that what I just asked him? Oh god, I've accidentally done the same thing again. Hang on. Hang on. About the owner of this kiosk? Oh, my boss. Thalasos. He's pretty nice, merman. Oh no. What do you want to know? Merman. A male merfolk. Not to be confused with a mermaid. Mermaid. Half fish folk. Not always female, but still called mermaid by humans to the chagrin of their men. Your boss is a merman? Yeah. He's in the river. A lot. Likes fishing. What does he do around here? He stocks the stall usually. Really early in the morning. Beyond that, I think he just does other stuff. He owns a bunch of properties around the city, so he's usually pretty busy. Can I speak with him? I guess he's not... he's not very talkative. But he usually fishes behind the kiosk in the afternoons. That's his only break from work, I think. But don't tell him I told you. What does he pay you? I get about 5 crowns an hour. Oh, that's not a bad wage. That's a really good salary for someone my age. That's awful pay. You're clearly being exploited. He shrugs. Other kiosk kids get like half of that. That sauce is pretty generous. At least that's what my brother says. Your brother is a fool. You need to rebel and fight against your oppressive exploiter. As long as you feel like you are selling your labor at a fair price, just remember to stay vigilant. Sure. I don't really know what that means, but yes, absolutely. He's trying to avoid the subject to not cause you to become more aggressive. Do you know Frank, son of Frank? No, not really. His eyes shot open for a split second. He's lying. Look at his eyes move around like that. The kid likes money. Give him some and he'll sing. Ah. I could pass that check. Convince him to tell you through the power of social manipulation. Nice. The power of manipulation flows through you. It's an esoteric effect, really, because you know exactly what to tell this young lad. If there's anything else you remember, the city needs to know, kid. Glare at him. Okay, maybe... Oh, there was one more thing. He's dragging this out. Asshole. I saw some dude with a big yellow backpack. It was earlier in the morning, but he stood out like a sore thumb. Plus he bought a Free Strider magazine. What did he look like? I don't know, curly black hair, short beard, take your time. Kid thinks about it. The fellow wasn't Earthfolk. Fancy clothes covered in dirt. My guess would be a Reedison merchant. Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. Did you get his name? I asked, since he was so out of place. But he gave me a fake name and a thumbs up. Kid shakes his head. Ridiculous. It's Aragon. Strider. Ask him, what was the fake name? Oh shit. Frank. Son of Frank. Guy was fucking with me. Interesting. Street kiosk kid. Swearing like a sailor. Did you see where he went? Yeah, down. Said he had an important meeting below. Whatever that means. A Free Strider magazine? Yeah, one of those open up the ports zines. Bunch of bullcrap. The kid thinks about it. Fellow wasn't Earthfolk. Fancy clothes covered in dirt. Where is he? Merchant? It appears to have led me in the same direction again. Why would you guess that? He was tan in March. Even the hardiest farm guilders won't look that dark until the River Run. River Run, Norvikian holiday celebrated at the start of summer. Traditionally, a bike race is held along the River Torna each year. There's bikes in this universe? Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. Okay. I appear to have caught myself in a weird loop. Thank you for the information, citizen. Do I want to buy one of these? They seem pretty expensive. Purchase to tame a dame. Hex weekly. It's Brian Westhouse. Purchase Modern Man, a guide for 30 crowns. I think I'll leave it for now. I might need the money for something else. Hold on. Can I ask you a favour? I'm just gonna nod. There's I've heard there's trouble down at Water Lane tonight. Please go and make sure that nothing happens. I'll do it if I can. Please. Guessing his brother's involved. Okay, I still actually haven't worked out how to get to Water Lane yet. Because I feel like this is central... Shario. Central Tulsa. Oops. I misclicked. I mean... They won't mind if I steal all this, would they? A label on the sack reads Autonomous Construction Incorporated. Skilled unseen labour since 11 PW. Do you think Modern Man is a Manosphere type magazine? I would put money on it. Honestly, actually, To Tame a Dame is probably Manosphere. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, anything that is called To Tame a Dame cannot possibly be normal. Ooh, a bag. Is that my bag? A satchel. It looks greasy. Oily instructions. Can I interact with those in some way? A page of hard-to-read text titled A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. You hold up the paper, finding it to actually be a torn-out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Okay, I'm going to read it. The goblin leans in over your shoulder and reads it as well. The first step to understanding esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers at play. Jaw's strings stretch across his coast, invisible to the eye, yet connected to all things living and dead. A spell is simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards will find it impossible to remember more than a handful of spells at a time. Heh, newbie wizards maybe. Let's keep reading. This is the big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each spell level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will be more difficult to memorize. As suggested, harmless spells to use in training is the first level spell, Grease. To increase your chances of memorization, attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. Did someone cast Grease and then fall into the river? Because this is what I'm... Oh dear. In the margins, there's a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It's written hastily and bold, like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. It says, every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it. Yeah, all this here is Grease. And his bag's still here, so... Oh no. Yeah. The goblin leans out over the ridge, looking down into the river. Damn. An esoteric mishap. Magic is a blade without a handle, and so on. Indeed, Grease is a dangerous spell. Intensely dangerous. Let's learn the spell. You quickly memorize the piece of paper. That's something at least. Hell yeah, we got a new spell, everyone. Kind of feel sorry for the poor gnome that went flying into the river, but you know, oh my fucking god. Holy shit, look at the size of that frickin' seagull. I really need to get talk to animals. I have talked to animals. Is it... Did I get it as like an inventory thing? No, it is literally, it's just in my spellbook, isn't it? But I need to actually... I need to equip it. I need to find a bloody... shrine. Do we remember where a damn shrine is? There's got to be one around somewhere, surely. Oh, we're here. Wait, no, are we here? Is this... Where I fell. This is where I fell. Okay, I know where I am. Wait, that means there's a shrine down here, right? That's a seagull. It's a big capital letter seagull. Damn right. Keep double clicking things to instantly interact with them. Oh, the zombie's gone. Engage. Can I prepare spells? I want speak with animals, because Christ, this has come up many times now. I have one cantrip. Cantrip do I have? Oh, Druidcraft. Whispering to the spirits of nature, you create a tiny, harmless sensory effect that follows you. This effect allows you to engage with primal entities that would otherwise hide from your presence. That's why we can see them. Okay. I'm going to go with... Honestly, can I just... It seems like I can just have all of these equipped. I've got a lot of space. Right, so now I'm going to go speak to that seagull, which is a sentence that I never thought I was going to say, I'm going to be honest with you. I keep having this weird thing where I can move around with WASD, but I can also click around, and my brain keeps just swapping between them at its own sort of... It's very strange. Do I have to cast... Gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration of the spell. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters and whatever they perceive or have perceived within the past day. I don't know if that's cast on thing. How long does it last for? Is it going to come? I'm going to save just in case a seagull throws me off into the frickin' ocean. Again. A glorious seagull. I can rob the bloom of righteousness. You see a bird sitting on the halfway bridge ruins. It is large, its beady eyes staring out into nothing. It checked you out just as you approached. The birds got you under control. No reason to cast that spell? I'm talking to a bird. What do you want from me? Is this thing dangerous, Snell? Nah, giant seagulls don't attack people. Giant seagull. A native Ascani bird. They are an opportunistic feeder upon the coast, hunting the various large and monstrous fish and crustaceans, as well as scraps left by folk. They are seldom aggressive, despite their size. Seagulls are incredibly aggressive creatures. I don't know. They do steal stuff sometimes. But don't leave food out in the open air and you'll be fine. The bird does not appear to react to you. The giant seagull. You have a number of traumatic run-ins with them during your youth. These are not normally a danger to anyone. Do you think this guy knows something, Schnell? I don't know, cleric. It's a gull. Pet the birdie. As you reach forth, the gull doesn't seem to react until it snaps at your fingers and you quickly pull away. Don't. But I want to keep petting the bird. Yeah, why not? Not like he'll be able to hurt you. Do not anger the beast. It's calm, just sitting there. It has done nothing to you and clearly wants to be left alone. Why do you deal with creatures like this? This is below you. Okay. Well, apparently I can't cast Speak with Birds, so... Hello, Craft. Did I try to steal that bird's stuff? Oh god, hang on. You reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. Please. You did not just... You Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been there, out there, for God knows how long. And you think to yourself, what the hell's? I'm just going to eat some trash. It is done. You're too late. Hold up your prize and smile. Listen, man. Maybe you don't know exactly what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself this way. Correct. A man does not consume garbage. Unless it's very tasty garbage. Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man. The goblin glares at you. I'm going to rationalize eating trash. Hello, Naga. And how are you going to do that exactly? Hold on. Let's clear this up a bit. This cardamom treat was in the garbage or above the garbage. It was adjacent to the garbage. I'm going to go adjacent because I love the word adjacent. It is such a fantastic word. Adjacent to garbage is still garbage. Will I ever recover from this? Sorry to say, but you've officially crossed the line dividing man from bum. You are now a bum. Oh, come on. Go enjoy my tasty cardamom treat. I feel attacked. Well, I didn't put it in the bin. Somebody else put it in the bin, and I just Right, tea shops. Oh, good, wrong button. We have the stairs. There's also a garden down here. Harry Dubois would eat it. Damn right. Braxo pencil wing. Oi. Surprisingly content. Hard worker. Level 2 scribe. He's a nested... has a nested interest in the current regime. Devils used to be allowed into the city only on work visas, so he could have served for several decades. This is going to be an interesting conversation, isn't it? I gotta assume you're a bum. I guess I mean, the real funny thing is I didn't need I had 6. I had 5 already. I had 5 cardamom treats that were fine and 6 apples. I didn't need to take it out of the bin. I just did. It's a compulsion. I can't help myself. You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. Wings flutter faintly in the wing. In the wing? In the wind. The fiend throws a quick glance your way. He's annoyed. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. Hello, I am from the local government. A sigh escapes the fiend's maw. He slowly puts down the paper. The paper is actually a torn out page from a magazine. I've paid my taxes. You can move on. You can always pay more. I'd agree with that opinion if my pouch wasn't so devoid of coin. I'm not from the tithe house. You're not, the fiend says, and glares at you. Wait, he says, leaning in to get a good look at you. Uthgard? A cleric? Hells, you doing here? You can go wherever you want. Fuck off. Divine mission, the usual. Very well, I won't get in your way. I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and free striders run amok. Oh no. The devil's a kiss ass. Devil. Lawful evil fiend. They are lawyers, soul traders, and either the most efficient types of leaders or the worst type of middle managers. Their numbers are dwindling as of late, but in Blood City Bay they still rule supreme. We need some damn order in this place. Wise words. So if you need any legal advice, just let me know. He gives you a tiny, sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. A good little devil. Be careful. Devilish advice can bite you real quick. Don't take advice from a parasite. You can hear out any advice, just don't listen to it blindly. Should I invest in stocks? Let's just start at the top, I suppose. Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister? No, I have a legal position within the city. I'm just fairly knowledgeable in the magistrate's code. But he works with city law. Ask him for details. He shows you a foul grin. What kind of work do you do? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, he says and smirks. So, what do you do? Me? I do scribing most days. Got some connections within the palace, and believe me, whew, that's gotten me through some tough times. See, whenever some rich arsehole needs a legal draft in a hurry, who do they send for? A guy with the wings, that's who. He does paperwork. Then he must be highly knowledgeable in law. Work is work, although you'd prefer something more exciting. Like what? Filthy thievery? That does sound very exciting. Good suggestion. Oh dear, that sounds profitable. Sure is. Although there's a lot of time spent waiting around too. So I've picked up some hobbies. What do you do in your spare time? Calligraphy? The art of writing and lettering. Something you're quite familiar with as well. So you spend all day writing things, and then your hobby is writing things but fancy? A true man knows the value of lettering. Oh, and I do love me some reading. Gaining access to the Darwinian Library changed my life. The Darwinian Library, the largest public library in Norvik. You spent many years in your youth inside those stony walls. What's it like being a little red guy? You want my honest answer or the one I tell my clients? Honest. Okay, let me put it like this. It fucking sucks donkey shit. You know what it takes to get a promotion these days? Tell me, brother. No, we're talking decades of servitude to some sadistic fuck that wants to return to Gorgorian's greatness or some shit like that. And then, after risking your life and humiliating yourself, there's a chance this fucking guy will put in the effort of promoting you. And if you're unlucky, you'll turn into a fucking bug. Or worse, something without wings. Being a devil is a harsh existence. It requires constant vigilance, hard work, and incredible natural talents to reach any type of high-tiered devildom. You would do quite well as one. Tell me about these promotions. Sorry, forgotten everyone knows how devilkin work. Let me put it like this. Devils have a ranking system. Some are lower, some are higher. Only way you get higher and metamorphose into a more powerful creature is to be promoted by someone with a higher rank. But hey, could be worse, he says and cackles. Could be a demon. Demon. Chaotic evil fiend. They are mostly bloodthirsty monsters and rage-crazed barbarians fallen out of Haixi. But some of their more civilized spawn do reign in the cities and realms surrounding the Endless Moor. Exi, one of the 8 bands along the coast, means either growing more or into the air in Abyssal. A deeply cursed jungle hellscape filled with volcanic rivers, flesh-eating insects and murderous plants. Once an elven sanctuary, now home to demonic warlords, tiefling cities and celestial crusaders. Tieflings? A folk with demonic or devilish blood in their veins, often have features such as horns, tails, red or blue skin colour, and various esoteric abilities. Demons are horrible, chaotic creatures that live by the rule of complete mediocrity, which would be amazing. That doesn't say mediocrity. What the hell does that say? Meritocracy? Which would be amazing if it wasn't for their complete ineptitude at civilization building. What are you voting in the upcoming election? What am I voting for? Same as you, the little devil says with a laugh. The good guys. And that means the city, duh. The elites are quite literally feeding my trove at this point. You think I'd vote for someone to topple them? Interesting. I don't have a political opinion myself. You know, I'd make a joke or something, but having city clerics be apolitical ain't the worst. Could probably make my life a lot easier. Anyway, you wanted something else? No, I'm done. He throws up his little arms in the air. It's over. By the gods. So dramatic. Love this little guy. Oh, Christ, there's so much more here. Can you give me free legal advice? Oh, yeah, I'll gladly assist a member of the Uthgard any day. Actually free? Well, in that case, just ask. Should I invest in stocks? Oh. I do not give nor have ever given investment advice. But, here we go. Yes. He looks you up and down. The goblin looks worried. I should ask, have you ever bought shares before, cleric? I don't share with anyone, little red man. And Equilibrium is a hell of a good film. I love that film. I don't think so. Okay, some basics then. Popularized by late Divine Era human adventure companies, a share is essentially a percentage of ownership of a certain venture. Could be a guild, could be a company, or a specific adventure. Something that is supposed to grow over time so you can increase the value of your securities in that venture. It's a risky way to increase your capital without actually doing any real work. Gods, the devil is good. Learn from him. Why is it risky? Sounds like free money. Good question. Imagine you invest in an adventuring party. They head into the Verdun Hills to dive into some Gate-era tomb or an esoteric area filled with talking cats. Something weird and dangerous, but with potential for a lot of cool treasure to be found and brought back. There's a major chance that those adventurers die out on their journey. If they do, you lose all the money you invested. They could make it back, in which case you'd get a percentage of the treasure based on your share. But how often do adventurers come back with a bunch of treasures these days? So, should I buy stocks? Look, there are rules in place. Norvik has laws governing what one can and cannot suggest when it comes to financial agency. Your god made those laws to protect people of lower than average intelligence from being tricked by those with ill intent. It protects from stray striders, basically. More or less, my goblin friend. Where can I buy stocks? You can buy shares directly from a venture trader. Basically, someone who can give you a piece of paper that says I owe you with some legal information on it. Or you can go to the trade hub. I don't think the Tolstad exchange is open until after the election, though. Have you ever bought stocks? Sure. I spend about 40% of my income in risky ventures. Sometimes I get I even get paid in securities, which is nice, since I won't have to pay any middlemen. Could people buy stocks in me? The little red devil stares at you. If you were to set yourself up as a venture, then maybe? I mean, if you could convince someone to invest in you, you know, without breaking any laws regarding investment advice, I'd be impressed. Why not? After the election, cleric. What about currency trading? That's something I've heard about too. Oh, that's just the art of switching between various currencies. Say you've got a pouch full of old embers, that is, the old draconic coins. They're made of gold, so even though there are no governments these days who support it, you can always just sell them for the gold value. Great. That's the most basic form of it. But when it comes to city-backed currencies, it gets more complicated. If you got 10 Brimarks, Brimark, the currency of Blood City Bay and its subjects, they come in both paper form and soul-infused iron coins. And let's say you want to convert them into Ridistian tens. Tens, the currency of Free Strider Revolution. While free cities have multiple currencies, the magical paper money of reeds is quickly growing into the most valuable across the coast. How many do you get? 10? No clue. The value of each currency fluctuates day to day, as does the exchange rate to each other currency. Not to mention the location as well. Tens are powerful because of the far reach of the Freestyler trading charters. Brimarks are near useless in Norvik, so the exchange rate, while not nothing, is quite low. That makes Blood City corporations way less interested in investing here, which then perpetuates the weak value of their currency. 6 of Old Diminor are used in some places, sure, but bring them out in Norvik and any shopkeepers will laugh at you holding out those shiny little crystal discs. Sig, the currency of Thazen, during the Arcane era. It's still in use in some places, but these magical crystalline discs are only supported by a handful of cities and reeds. Wolf in D&D Street. While the penning is accepted automatically, almost as if it's slightly less valuable crown. Almost as if it is a slightly less valuable crown. Penning, the currency of... oh Christ. How do you even say VYZ? What is the movement that needs to come out of my mouth to make that sound? Vz? Is it Vuzka? Is that what we're saying here? As well as several dwarven fiefdoms on the Undercoast. It is a commonly accepted coinage in Norvik. Then the soul is on the other hand extremely valuable, just because of the Golden Horde's influence. The Golden Horde. Remnants of a celestial empire in the Divini Torum, led by a horrifying choir, a hyper-intelligent light being. They spread fear throughout their lands, as well as parts of western Nascani. The Divini Torum, one of 8 bands along the coast, it is a skew plain, a slope growing into the sacred wasteland, home of celestial birdfolk, and originally halflings, as well as the scars of divine warfare. Christ. And the Ilum Japala, those weird little ice cubes, well, the currency of the Ilum Empire. Looks like a piece of ice. Very rare to see in Norvik. I'm guessing you've never even seen one. And never will. Take one to an exchange station and they'll quite literally think you're messing with them. But yeah, that's some info for you. He has been factual. He has been long-winded. Thank you. He nods and grins. Economy, you know. Messy and fun. That's all I have to ask about stocks. Hope you learned something, cleric. What about alignment? Ah yes, the overrules of mortality. Norvik does not moralize over alignment officially, nor do most of the city-states across the coast. And you being a devil, you know... Yes? You're evil? Oh yes, indeed, it's pretty easy to spot. He flaps his wings. It can be pretty discriminatory at times. People assume I have their worst interest in mind, just because I'm ontologically evil. You don't have their worst interest in mind? Look, evil is not some objective thing. It's entirely internal and aligned with your subjective opinion. There are good people who ruin the world and evil folk who do their best to maintain it. That's the deal. What does the law have to say on resurrections? That's one hell of a question. He smirks for a while. The imp's enjoying his pun before moving on. What a sociopath. Higher tier resurrections aren't illegal, they just aren't available anymore. A handful of known divine resurrection spells. Since the death of Earth, there has been no documented instances of successful resurrections above 3rd level. Not available? Figured a cleric would know better than me, but, he says and shrugs. Sass. Spells over 4th and 5th are rarely seen these days. If you want to know why, go pray. Your god grants you magic. In his wisdom, he only grants higher power when needed. In your lifetime, it has not been needed a lot. After Earth died, it's been a bit hard for even the top-ranking clerics to manage higher-tier magic. At least if you believe the rumours of the towers. Which you should. What about low-level resurrections? There's Revivify. That's it. High-ranking officials love having clerics around for this one spell. Bunch of pussies. Does murder still count if the victim is resurrected? He thinks about the question for a bit. There has been cases. Heard of a man stabbed in a bar fight, bled out just in time for a drunk cleric to arrive. Cast Revivify and the bloke lived. The stabber ended up being charged with a major transgression of personal well-being. And that's not murder per se, but I'd argue it had more to do with the fellow's barrister making it clear to the judiciaries there was no killing intent. So, not an accident, but not a murder, just a brawl gone too far. But that'd be a hard sell if the victim wasn't breathing. A complex scenario, something clerics often have to contend with. But in most cases, I'd say yes. So don't go around murdering folk and reviving them, cleric. It would be a waste of a spell slot, yes. And evil. But also a bit funny. Very funny. Would be kind of funny, but you know, don't. Should I be worried that dexterity and charisma both aligned with the evil devil? Should I be worried about that? I probably should, right? Are you legally considered alive after a resurrection? Yeah, for all intents and purposes, you are alive. Undeath, on the other hand, would be a very different affliction. Necromancy is not just undeath, but all undeath is necromancy. And how is that defined? As long as the necromancy is considered of divine origin and the soul is returned to a healthy body, then it is considered a normal resurrection. If the origin is more black magic shit, as they say, or some kind of corpse animation, then it would be considered as bodily sacrilege. And that's a top-tier criminal offence. How top is it? Oh, it's up there. Does death absolve your crimes? Now you're asking the real questions. But no, it does not. There's been actual laws signed in all kingdoms over this shit. He leans in, looking excited. You got the devil going. It's a good thing? Oh, he's dancing for you. Keep it up and he'll love you to death. So, classic story, alright? A real bad guy is caught murdering his neighbour. Real sick shit. He's executed after a quick trial. Justice wins again. Everyone's happy. But surprise, some holy man raises him up a couple of months later. Death and rebirth. Holy man or foul necromancer. Two sides of the same coin. In this situation, the bad guy did technically pay for his crimes. His life was taken by the state. Just because somebody gave it back to him doesn't change that fact, right? Well, people weren't too happy with that, as you can imagine. Thus, the common legal term these days for capital punishment is DIP. Stands for death in perpetuity. Kind of funny when you think about it. Makes total sense. It does. The city of Norvik might be a bit of a bureaucratic mess at times, but believe me, the lawkeepers know their shit. So, keep criminals DIP'd. Most states tend to hide, lock up, or simply burn corpses and spread the ashes upon non-resurrectable methods. So, a properly dipped dead guy shouldn't be able to return without the use of some miraculous 9th level spell, which obviously there isn't too likely. That's all I wanted to ask about resurrections. What about Charm Person? Charm Person? Such a fascinating spell. Of course, all spellcasters are required to not be registered in Norvik. It's the same in all non-completely chaotic city-states. There are certain spells that are not allowed at all, like Fireball as a popular example. Fireball, a 3rd level evocation spell, causes fire to emerge at a given point, spreading within a 20-foot radius, filling up available space. A Charm Person is, despite its devilish mind control, legal if it is cast by a registered cleric or city-hired interrogating mage. Private entities are not allowed to learn or cast it, although I can promise you many still do. People don't tend to like it when I cast Charm Person on them. No, good to know. No Fireball? I know, how deeply upsetting is that? I have some questions about a PPG. A permission of public gathering? Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. He throws a look over his shoulder. Didn't we solve this quest? I don't think I need to know about that. Did you hear about the tea shop? Yeah, of course. Pretty hard to miss when flying past Tolstad. Lady Sageleaf says it's her jurisdiction. The actual shop? Oh no, the location. He nods. Yeah. That's a legal shitstorm. Legal shitstorm. A situation in which only those in power can decide what is actually de jure. That's one way to describe it. Could be argued the shop is contained within the original Tolstad HWBT Accord, and it could be argued it's definitely not. The goblins sort of act as lawmen and custodians whenever the official city resources don't reach. But to suddenly reclaim a street corner like that, suspicious. The magistrate definitely doesn't want anyone checking out the blast zone. Huh? Why? Thinking about it for more than a few seconds makes it clear to me that it's all a big cover-up. Wouldn't be the first time a city-trained spellcaster goes a little off the hinge. Lander! The city does not train people to explode. Other than that, not to be self-incriminating or anything, but could be a fiend or an elemental. I mean, Waterlane has shipments from the Kargamesh every other month. Maybe a fire elemental slipped through. Kargamesh, one of the 8 bands along the coast, a land of vast Zedic shrublands and deserts, famous for its underground cities and oasis kingdoms. Home of the elements, halflings, and many plane-touched in between. Who knows? Easy answer tends to be the right one, but somehow I'm not so sure. A fiend, huh? Don't look at me like that. Worst thing I can do is turn into a bat. An abnormally handsome bat. An abnormally handsome bat, of course. But I'd suggest having a chat with the owner of the tea shop. Who knows what feathers were ruffled, eh? Gives you an ominous chuckle. Thank you, citizen. Right. So, I learnt a lot about law and about bugger all else. Yeah, this is the Goblin Garden. Oh look, a shrine. Oh, do I send Schnell down the pipe? We're coming up to the end of the stream here, but like, I kind of want to put Schnell in the pipe. Hey, Schnell. Check it out for me. Huh? Check out what exactly? The hole. Go inside. You seriously think that I... He stammers and points at the pipe. He laughs. You do that yourself. I'll help kick you if you get stuck. Goblin doesn't want to go inside the pipe because it's disgusting. Come on, Snell. It's the only way we'll ever solve this mystery. No. Both to me crawling into that shit pipe and that it would somehow solve the mystery. Idea rejected. Fine, I'll do it myself if you're going to be such a little craven about it. You get down on your knees in the dirt and put your helmed face into the entrance of the pipe. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't actually think I was going to do it. You can't seem to get much further without immense force. You can do that, just press harder. The diameter of the pipe is not wide enough to support your body even with no armor, and or added friction, lowering substances. I'm gonna wriggle my way through. Look, Schnell's helping me. I got advantage. There's no way we can fail. Let's go! You squeeze on through, finding a side path. One that doesn't seem to lead directly into the sea. Then you hit a flowing rush of ice-cold water. Then down. Then... This really has to stop happening. Oh! Your flesh is sucked, tumbled, and spat out onto the ruinous ground. Around you, a vast survey site of a type of divine era temple. And Schnell. Schnell? You went in after me? Of course not. Your companion takes a breath. Since I didn't see you get dropped into the river, I ran downstairs to check. Luckily for you, it spat you out right near the garden. Why did you let me go into that pipe, Snell? Don't start with me. While we're down here, we might as well take a look around. Let's be careful. The city below has some nasty stuff in it, though this survey site seems safe enough. Groan, far down in the dungeon below. Son of a... Ow. Why does this keep happening to me? What is my questing tree? I don't think I've ever actually clicked this button. Oh my god. Take root. A dozen dwarves and an orc walk into a tavern. The orc turns to the tavern keep and says, "Hey, give me a large one." The tavern keep says, "Please don't turn this into a joke. These are real people you're talking about." What's going on here? Let me continue. So, the dwarves have struggled as a minority for decades. They deserve respect, nothing less. No, really, what's going on? You're divided, but a truth will be achieved. Whatever. Look, the gist of this story is the orc is hard at work, improving this shitty little city. The dwarves are annoying and stupid. Got it? You believe for a second the orc wants this city to improve. No, you've seen too much to ever believe such a lie. Is this some kind of debate, eh? Fine way to put it. The revolutionary Freestrider will bring freedom, democracy and riches to Norvik. Last part being the most poignant. Let us focus on each of those points, one at a time. Oh, come on. Freedom. Freestrider rule would entail joining the Free City Alliance. Local politics will be focused entirely upon serving the core cities in the Reeds and the interest of the trade company. Democracy. They do like that, but they're really corrupt also. Ridiculous. I'm failing all these wisdom checks. Riches. They might bring a lot of money into the city, but it's always going to the factory owners and already rich folk. Yeah, because they actually work. This is silly. Without Freestriders, you'd probably be a farmer. Who the fuck wants to be a farmer? Farming is good, healthy work. Don't change the subject. I feel like I should make a decision here. Do you two never shut up? Not really. Okay. Yes, you must retain the spirit of the Asgilian Revolution. After completing a quest branch, you can allow it to take root in your mind. When doing this, you must make a choice between available feats. Take a deep breath and stand up against the ever-growing wave of capitalism. You should choose the Asgilian Spirit and Speech. With this feat, you restore 1 hit point for every hour that passes. Oh, we have every single stat is a split personality, so we genuinely have like 5. Greed ain't so bad. To be able to unlock a better life for yourself. Who wouldn't want that? You should choose Money Talks. With this feat, you gain 50% more crowns on pickup. I do hurt myself a lot. Not intentionally, but I seem to have this weird habit of trying to pet animals and then getting the shit kicked out of me. Maybe I should pick the heal 1 hit point every hour, but then an hour is a long time in game. 50% more crowns could add up. Who am I kidding? Money. Smart choice. Now, keep an eye out for any opportunity. There are crowns to be made in every corner of this stinking place. Feel like you've resolved some conflict in the world. Ooh, zoomed right in. Good lord. We still have more things on the questing tree? Or is that just because I've unlocked? Oh, so you can get rid of the feat as well if you don't like it. Okay. Fucking apolitical arcanist. Fantastic! Who wouldn't want to be one of them? Oh, God. I don't have anything in here that I can interact with, do I? Oh, my vote. I can examine my voting card. What? You pick up the surprisingly thick piece of paper with a shaking hand. The card is slightly torn and clearly has been drenched at some point. At the top it says Rochecourt in big, bold lettering. Rochecourt means voting card in fancy Ascani Dwarven. Oh, is that yours? I got mine back at the apartment. I'm going to look at the list of parties. Nationalist, Party of Norvik. Freestrider, Revolutionary Party. Asgilist, Workers' Party. Agrarian, Rural Party. Arcanist, the Party of Magic. And finally, the last box doesn't say anything. This is where you can input whatever you like or just leave it entirely empty for a null vote. The box next to each party is filled in with a smudged checkmark, including the last empty one. Smart move. No one can get mad if you vote for every party. Idiotic. You need to pick a side and stick with it. Your honor is on the line. Ah, but I'm apolitical. You should jump ship to the winner. That's the free strider ideal, baby. Are all these parties? Are these all the parties? No. There are about a dozen other large parties in Norfolk. Most have been subsumed over the last few years, such as the Civic League of Progressiveness, the Torch Union, Order of the Scales, the Hedonist Party, and the various guild parties. The Agrarians and Arcanists are the only ones who have not joined a larger party or fallen aside. How does this thing work? After you've picked it up at the district office, you only need to check the box of one of the 5 parties. Then you deliver it to on election day to a polling place. Although in your case, you'd need to write the name of the party you want in the corner along with your signature, since you filled out every box like an idiot. This is your one vote. You should indeed take care of it. If you really believe in democracy, you should make sure not to lose it. There's an election. Oh! It was nice not to think about it for once. You've prepared all your life for this. It's time for change, baby. Useless. We should get a God King again. Worked great last time. That'd be for the best. Unfortunately, there is no good candidate available. I think myself. Hey Chanel, what's this thing? A voting card. He looks closer. Is this your voting cleric? Maybe. We had trouble getting enough of these for all the halfway folk. I had to personally annoy the city until we could get the proper delivery. You should take care of it, cleric, but I'm sure it'll still work on election day. Good to know. Okay. Well, I think before we have a look around in this undercity here, I'm going to end this here. I did a lot of reading again. I feel like I haven't really achieved that much. It's 4 PM on the first day, and I feel like I haven't even... I mean, at least I found the tea shop. That seems good. I'm just going to save. It is a lot. Yes, a lot of reading. But I'm still enjoying myself. I love this game. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I love the way they've wound in political themes into a magical environment. It's just funny to me. Even French, Welshish, yeah. The French was an absolute disaster, but I don't know what you expected from me. I, for one, wasn't expecting a French-speaking frog. I'm going to be honest with you. And then, yes, and then Wall Street. We talked an awful lot about Wall Street. But since this is going on YouTube, I will do my normal sign out here. So thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel and the coffee supporters. And as always, I'll see you next time.